everybody. Welcome to the wide, wide world of tabletop sports. Brian Martin with you on a fairly cold but otherwise nice Saturday evening here in the prairie of Illinois. And tonight we're going to go over the new module that I created, career module for Hockey Blast by PlayGames.com. Now, Hockey Blast is a game that's been out for a while. I used their how-to guide to rate the 1979-1980 NHL teams, and from those ratings I created these charts that basically show the distribution of the ratings. It's not going to tell you the formulas. It's going to tell you, based on the formulas, how many players had certain things. For example, the age chart. 3% of the players that were forwards in the NHL in 1979-1980 were age 19. 1% was 33, 1% was 35. So basically you're going to get to roll for age. So the way you start this is there's three charts. There's this one here that gives you all of the ratings that are on the cards that are not qualities. Then you have the quality table, and then you have the table that does nothing but goalkeepers. So we'll do this first. First thing you want to do, and I always do, is I'm trying to create fictional teams here, and that's something that the how-to guide doesn't do. It doesn't go over anything related to creating fictional teams from scratch. So this basically allows you to create these teams from scratch, and this center of age columns is for when you start your league, and this table of ages is for your draft every year. So you only use this table when you first create the league for the first time, and then every year after that you're bringing in new rookies and creating them using these cards. You'll notice that some of these things don't have ratings. For example, centers don't have double scissors in either shot or assist, but left wings do, right wings do, defensemen do. That's because no center in 1979-80 earned that. So we're going to say that because this is based on a particular skill level of player at the time, this is our skill level for our centers. These ratings will be kept in perpetuity for your player until he reaches a certain age, and we'll get to aging a little later on. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get the player's age. That helps me to start to flesh out who this person is. We're going to create a center, a defenseman, and a goalkeeper. So the first thing we're going to do is roll the age for the center, and I rolled a 28, and that is found here. So that means his age is 23. So if you have to be 21 years of age or younger to get development points, and those are points you can use to improve the player's skill ability. So if he's got a great card, he can become an exceptionally great card. If he's got a poor card, he'll be able to do better. So now we're going to create a center. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go back and forth between these zoomings just so you get a sense of the charts. So for each position you roll in this chart to determine what their shot rating is, and then across here you just go across the row to figure out what their assist rating is. So this row of numbers is used to determine the assist ratings for a scorer who's got a scissors. So let's roll and see. Red and green means something else when it comes to qualities, and we'll get to that in a minute. It's a color coding, that's all it is. The roll is 43, which is just in the red, and he has a hollow star. So he has basically, it's not really a 1 star, it's a half a star, because it's a momentum star. So now we use these values here to determine the assists. So we roll again. The roll is 25. Coming across the row right there, 25. He has no assist rating. So he's got a half a star and an assist rating. So now we're going to go to another chart here. The next chart we're going to go to is the symbols chart. They're not exactly put where in the right order I put them so they would fit on the page. So now we're going to go to the symbol chart. And again, I'm going to do that. You roll once for each of these 4 symbols. He could have all 4. He may have none. He may have some. So we're going to start with a triangle, and we need to roll a 51 or less, and he does. So he has a triangle. Square needs a 19. He rolls an 81, so he doesn't have it. Power play star. He rolls an 06, so he does have the power play star. And 38, he does not have a power play, penalty killing circle. So his symbols have now been taken care of. Next, we want to go to his face-off rating. I think we want to go to his face-off rating. Yeah. Next, we'll go to the face-off rating. So we'll highlight this. And quite a few ratings he can have. We're going to once again zoom to this selection so you can see it. There it is. Now, the first thing you do on a face-off is, if the player is a left wing, then you can roll a roll, and if you can 1 through 8, then the left winger will be able to take face-offs. 8% of the top face-off takers in 79-80 were left wings, so you could add a left wing. He's not a left wing; he's a center. He automatically gets a face-off. We're going to roll now for that. It's a 57, which is right down here. So his face-off is 52. Next up, we then have to roll for his injury rating. So we're going to do that. Again, I'm just zooming the selection to blow these charts up so you can see them nice and clearly on your screen. And injury. Now we go to the fact that he's a center, so we're going to use this column right here. And we roll. The roll is a 72, which falls within this range here, so his injury is an A. And then we're going to roll for his penalty and fight rating. The penalty and fight ratings are what I call married or matched. If whatever the penalty rating is, the player gets the corresponding fight rating. So if he gets a 2 penalty rating, he also has a 2 fight rating. If he gets a 3.5 penalty rating, it's a 3 fight rating. So you don't have to roll twice. You only roll once. And so in this case, we're going to look at the center column. That's this one here. We're going to roll. The roll is a 45, which falls into here, which means his penalty rating is 0.5. And you can tell by the range that's going to be the most likely one for center. You'll notice that some positions fight more. For example, the 4 rating is here. And if you look historically at right wingers like Gordie Howe, Dave Schultz, I think it's Tiger Williams. Tiger Williams might have been the left wing, but wingers tend to be the fighters. Centers, not so much. Centers tend to be the skill guys, the Michel Goulets, the Marcel Dion's, the Guy Lafleurs, not Guy Lafleur, but Yvon Cornroy, those flashy guys. So he has penalty and he has no fight rating. So his fight rating is not available. He will not be in any fights. So that's how you do that part of it. Now let's go over to qualities. You have to roll to see how many qualities he has. And you're going to notice right quickly, well, wait a minute, Brian, there's no way for him to have 1 or 5. Correct. Because for the most part, the 1s are reserved for the Scrabinis on the bench, and the 5s are reserved for superstars, and this is just a generic kind of getting close to the mean. So if you have competitive teams, no one team's going to be blown right out of the water. So we're going to roll for see how many qualities he has. Rolls 29, he'll have 3 qualities. Now, the red was important. He rolled a 43 and it was red. The red is important because if you rolled a red result on the star chart, then you'll use these quality charts, and for the green ones you'll use this. So these are for the low scoring players, these are for high scoring players. So he gets 3 qualities. We're going to blow this up, and you have 2 choices here. I will roll for this because it's just to show you how the system works, but because this is the qualities that are available to a player with 3 qualities, they're each a 10% chance. You could just pick one if you wanted to. That seems to match the idea. So if you have an age, maybe you think of a name. Maybe if you think of a name, it brings that into mind of what you think this player has. They are all the only way you get a hit rating is if you have a low score. The idea that you're more a grinder than a scorer. So these all have hit ratings. So if you don't have to worry about that. But is he a powerful hit player who just happens to be smart? Is he a powerful hit player who happens to have skill? That sort of thing. So we're going to roll. And his qualities 11 are speed, power, and hit. I'm writing stuff down for my own sake. And so we have his qualities, and that's it. That's his card. If you have a card maker that allows you to fill that information in, you have everything you need to fill in the information on his card. You have his qualities, you have the ratings at the bottom of the card for face-off, injury, penalty, and fighting. You have his stars and his symbols, and you have his shot stars, you have his age. That's pretty much all you need. Now let's go back over here and create ourselves a defenseman. So we're going to start with the age chart, and we roll a 91. Comes all the way down here. This particular defenseman is 30 years of age, so again, he gets no developmental points. We're going to go to the defenseman chart, which is down here, and we're going to roll. And you can see, you can tell, and say, well, wait a minute, Brian, where's the Bobby Orrs? Where's the Paul Coffeys? Well, again, and the Ray Borks. Ray Bork is a rookie in 1979-80, but he hasn't become the Ray Bork yet. So this is in the era before the high-scoring blue liner. So the Bobby Orr is the oddity, but he wasn't playing in 79-80. So this is what we have. These are going to be grinded out defensemen who don't score a lot. And so we're going to roll, and the roll is 67. And so it's right there. So he has a scissors. And then we'll roll for his assist rating. And 34 is the roll, which is here, so he has no assist rating. We're going to come over here now, and you go up to the symbol chart. 44, he has a triangle, so he does participate in the offense. Does he have a square? 38, no. Does he have a power play star? 54, no. Does he have a penalty kill circle? 40, nope. So that's the only symbol he has is a triangle. Now we'll go up to the face-off. He's not a left wing, so we don't have to worry about that. The roll is 48. His face-off, well, he doesn't face off because he's a defenseman, so we'll skip that. Sorry about that. Now we go to his injury. We go to the defense column. And we roll a 24. He has an injury of A. And we come down here to his penalty fight rating. And again, look at the defenseman column. 27 is in here, so he's a 0.5. And no fight. He was red, so we come over here. First thing, we're going to find out how many qualities he has. We roll and find out he has 2 qualities, so not a real great player. So we're going to roll for him here. 20% chance of these. He rolls an 80, which is here. He's a hit and smart. That's it. Since he has no development points, that is the best he's ever going to be. And because he's going to be over 30 next season, he will start at age 32, losing some abilities. So now we're going to do a goaltender. Goaltenders have their own age charts for the existing players that come into a league brand new, starter, backup. This is for when you create new rookies. They also have developmental points. So let's start with the age for this goaltender. 61 is the number. It's 29. It's a 29-year-old goaltender. And then we're going to roll to, we're going to say he's a starting goaltender, so we need to find out what grade he is, A, B, or C. The roll is 37. He's a grade B. So he's going to choose from these choices here. We'll pop those up there so you can see them. You do not roll 3 times. You roll 1 time, and that's the result. So you don't roll 1 time for each play shot and spec save. You roll once, and you get all 3 values in that row. 72 is the number. It's right there. So he gets 3 play stars. He gets no shot stars. And he gets 1.5 special, so that's really a full star and a hollow star, because that's going to mean that he only gets scored on when there's momentum. So that's his thing. And then we come over here. Where are we at here? We need to check at his penalty and fights, which is here. He's a starting goalkeeper. 65 is here. His penalty rating is 0.5. His injury rating, and you'll notice the starters are much better and play more games than the backups, so they have better injury rating. 68 is here, so he's a C. And then finally, goaltender start ratings. If he's a starter, he gets an automatic start rating of 5, and the backups get a start value of 1. So that's how you do a goaltender. Much simpler to complete than the others. Here's where everything gets a little different, and that is the postseason adjustments. Zoom to that. So you have player development points. So if you're a skater who's under the age of 21 or 22, you may spend 1 development point to add either 1 quality shot, 1 quality up to 5. So if a guy has a 4 on his card when he's created, you can add 1 more. If he's got 2, you can add 3 more if he's at the right age. So we have that. We had nobody with development points, but you get development points. Start at age 18 and 19, you get 3. Age 20, you get 2. Age 21, you get 1. So skaters can add 1 in any 1 year. They can add 1 quality or 1 shot star or 1 assist star, up to a maximum of 4, and 1 symbol, up to a maximum of 1 of each symbol type. So you can do that. You can spend your 3 points in any way you wish. You can spend all 3 points 3 years in a row to build up qualities, 3 years in a row to build up their stars, 3 years in a row to give them symbols, whatever you want, or any combination. For goaltenders, if you're under 23, you can add 1 play star and 1 shot star, but no spec stars. Those are the only 2 that you can add. So in a 3-year period, you can add up to a maximum of 4, and that's part of the reason why the goaltenders, they can start at 18, 19, 20, and again, they have the same developmental points. Note here, players age 1 year at the start of the season, not at the end of the season, because you need to be a certain thing, and then at the next time that it comes around is when it happens. So when you turn 30, skaters lose 1 quality every 2 years at 32, 34, 36, 34. That's assuming they have 5 qualities on their card. That's the most they can have. But skaters also lose an assist star at an odd age year. So at age 31, they lose an assist star. So players currently 30. Season's over. Draft has happened. Yada, yada, yada. Now, after the draft, everybody ages a year, then you have your draft. At the end of this next season, he'll be 31, and then he loses an assist star. At 32, he loses a shot star, and it alternates back and forth. Goaltenders at age 32, over the age of 32, after the age of 32, they lose 1 star every year. They lose a play shot first, then a shot, then a spec, and that rotates around until they're either out of stars or they are done, or they're retired. So that's pretty much the system. The point of the system is to create a bunch of players for you that you can use in your leagues, and to create brand new players that come into the league. So every year you're going to roll up whatever you need to do. Now, the issue here is all of this is based on the 13 players that the ratings are based on. The normal ratings are based on. So what's going to have to be an issue that you're going to have to contend with is, what do you do if you want to play Hockey Blast, the full-blown version of the game, where you need 18 or 20 players? Well, it's real simple. You simply create players that meet your criteria by saying, look, I'm going to create a bunch of guys who have 1 quality. So you just pick one. You just pick any 1 quality. That's fine. Just pick any 1 quality. You would then give them, based on their scoring, you give them any rating that is up to a 1-star rating. Okay. So for defensemen, they can have anyone. So you give them 1 quality. You give them the scoring and assist based on the first 4 columns. So these you don't roll. You have to figure out a way to roll this. And I may create a supplemental chart that gives you a different range for that. Roll their age, the rookie. Roll their age. If they're a center, they get a face-off rating. They get no symbols, and they get normal injury, penalty, and fight ratings. And for goalkeepers, you're going to create C1 as like backup scrubs. Like, these are your backup goalies, but if you need additional fill-in goalies, this is where they'll come from. They'll be C1s. And they'll have normal penalty, fight, and injury ratings. So realistically, that's how you use the system. I will be working on, in the coming weeks and or months, trying to put this in a spreadsheet so it will do all of this stuff for you, and then you can just tell it how many of each type of player you need, and it will create a whole bunch of them for you, and then you just copy and paste those to a sheet and do whatever you will with them. But for right now, you'll have to do it manually. So for a 6-team league, and let's assume you go 15 skaters and 2 goalies, so that 15 skaters, so you can play Hockey Blast Express. 15 skaters and a goalie, that's 17 players times 6 is 102 players. You have to do this 102 times. So it is cumbersome, I suppose, in some respects, and that's why some folks may not use them. But for the most part, we're going to assume that if you've downloaded it, you'll give it a shot, a try. And I've got to download these other tables now that correct something that I saw earlier. So there'll be a third version of them out there soon. But that's how you use the chart. So if you have any questions, pop them in the comments below. And until next time, life is so nice when you're rolling dice. So keep rolling those dice, gentlemen and ladies. And until next time, so long, everybody.